Storytime on how my husband slept with my daughter. Okay, so boom, let's get right into it. So I'm 38 and I'm married to my husband who is 40. I have a daughter who's 16, but it was from a previous marriage and not my current husband. We currently don't have any kids together. Well, I like to say my relationship with my daughter is healthy, but she's very spoiled. I try to set boundaries and work ethic into my daughter, but my husband always gets in the way of that and ends up making me do whatever my daughter says. At first, I thought it was just my husband really stepping into that stepfather role, but then it became weird. My husband and daughter would plan things without me and be gone for long periods of time. My daughter started being really mean to me and tells me how I'm old and she's young and full of life. My husband would never defend me when I would tell my daughter that's wrong for her to say. After all the sneaking and weird behavior, I decided to set my husband and daughter up. I promise you, what I found out was the last thing I could have ever imagined. Like part 2 on how my husband slept with my daughter. Okay, so boom, like I said, after all the sneaking and weird behavior, I decided to set my husband and daughter up to see exactly what's going on. I placed cameras in my room and my daughter's room, plus the kitchen and living room. I told my husband and daughter that I'll be going to visit my mom for 3 days who lived an hour away. And of course, they both declined to go with me. Y'all, I kid you not. Barely even an hour after I left, there it was in my living room camera. My husband and daughter watching a movie making out. Then my daughter hops on the top and they remove clothing. And I think you can see where it went from there. I was in so much shock and anger. I was crying, man. My emotions were all over the place. I called my ex-husband, the father of my daughter, and he came under 10 minutes. We both barged into the house where my current husband and daughter were still engaging in crazy activity. And it got crazy after this. Like for part 3 on how my husband slept with my daughter. Okay, so boom, like I said, we both barged into the house where my current husband and daughter were still engaging in crazy activities. My ex-husband took our daughter and started beating her with a belt. Then he screamed at her to go upstairs and put some clothes on, which she did. And then there was my current husband, crying, curled up on the floor, completely undressed, might I add, begging my ex-husband not to hurt him or call the cops. He had the audacity to tell us that our daughter was the one who came on to him. Yes, my daughter was the one on camera who initiated everything. That was clear as day. But you as an adult who is married should know better than to partake in anything with a minor, let alone your wife's child. I got a divorce immediately, but unfortunately my husband faced no jail time. And since my daughter wanted to be grown and follow him and tell me she hates me and that's why I can't keep a husband, both me and her father disowned her. She can go be grown on her own. Karma came pretty quick because he ended up passing away from an illness, and he cheated and had a baby with another woman while with my daughter, who also had a kid by him. It was just embarrassing and messy. My daughter begged for my forgiveness, but I just couldn't do it. She's okay with her dad now, but my daughter having a kid and my grandchild with my ex-husband is just something I currently can't get past. What do you think? Am I wrong for that? Should I give my daughter a second chance? Comment below.
Get ready with me while I tell you guys about how I accidentally snitched on my sister in high school for sneaking out. So she was in 12th grade and I was in 9th grade, but I probably had the maturity level of like a 5th grader and the knowledge of a 5th grader. To put things in perspective, at this time I was sleeping with my little brother because we would stay up all night and play Minecraft. Very well under what I should have been at my age. So one night, me and my little brother finished our Minecraft Chronicles. And I believe I fell asleep for a little bit, but then I noticed my sister's light was on, so I was like, I'm gonna go be nice and turn that off for her. So I went to turn her TV off, and I noticed there was blankets covering her on her bed, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's not gonna be able to breathe. And when I tell you, this is literally my 9th grade thoughts. So when I pulled the blanket back to help her breathe better, I saw these pillows in position that looked like a human. And this is gonna sound so dramatic. After I did that, I noticed her curtain was blowing and it's nighttime, so everything was more dramatic to me. So in my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, somebody kidnapped my sister, left her TV, her light on, made it look like there was somebody still sleeping in her bed so that they could get away with this. So I'm already freaking out, already on the verge of tears, and I'm like, I have to go run to my parents' room and tell them that Sarah's kidnapped. And how naive I was at the time definitely kept me from understanding the situation, obviously. So I go into my parents' room and I'm like, guys, Sarah's kidnapped, and I'm crying already. And the first thing my mom does is hop out of bed and goes, Sarah snuck out. And I was no part of me thought that. I was like, no, mom, she's kidnapped. You don't understand. The curtain was swinging in the dark. So I start sitting on the couch while my parents are like calling her and going outside to see where she's at. And I'm like crying, but at this point I'm like, maybe I did accidentally snitch. So my sister gets home and she's like explaining her side of the story to my parents and why she had to do what she did. And I'm just sitting there like, So at this point, she's obviously a little sad because she got in trouble. I would have got in trouble too. And I'm just like, I'm gonna go in her room and comfort her. And don't think I'm a snake because I didn't know. Not my stupid self saying to her, I wouldn't have told on you. I just thought you got kidnapped. She goes, you told? Yeah, that was me. Moral of the story, if you ever think you're not a cool person.
Happy International Girlfriends Day. Let me tell you guys a story about how a year ago today, I found out I was not a girlfriend, but a side piece. So let me set the scene. I'm sitting on the couch minding my own business. All my friends are texting me saying like, oh my god, he finally posted you, like he made it official. I'm confused because I'm like, what are you guys talking about? If he made it official, you guys are the first to know because I don't even know about that. So I was like, send me what you're talking about. They sent me his story. I can't view it because he has me hidden from it. So we already know something's up. Besides that, all my friends start screenshotting it, and it's this picture of a girl with, at the time, my hair was literally like a light brown, almost auburn, like ginger. I don't know, like it was, nobody else that I knew had my hair color, okay? Except this girl. She's like laying on his lap at the beach. And in my mind, the picture looks so much like me. I was like, wait, is that me? Like, I literally kept thinking it was me, but no. He did it on purpose so that everybody around us at school would think it was me, but all his peeps at home that knew about his real girlfriend thought it was her. Master manipulator. And yeah, she was also in high school at the time, and like I was in college, and I felt so bad for this girl because like, girl, you did not deserve him. Neither of us deserved him, but I think they're still together, so like pop off.